Yo, what's the deal, YouTube? We back, man. Still Slippin podcast. Coming at you guys with another episode. And today we have the Kilo Tray Ballas in the building. Y'all give it up, man. One time for the Kilo Tray Ballas. Richdolla and his man. Whoa. Y'all, welcome to the podcast.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I want to say, man, thank y'all for letting me come up out here. You know what I'm saying, on your podcast, on this little platform, to speak about, what I'm saying, the new Brogue Avenue Kilo Tray Ballas, and yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna be able to make it, man. So before we jump into it, man, let's just give a little something for the people out there that don't know who you guys are, what your crew is about, man. Give them a little rundown on your crew, Kilo Tray Ballas, and how y'all started.
Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? This really, really all on Brogue Ave, and how I really seen, with the Kilo Tray, a lot of the, the older off, and in the community, I felt that, we need to, regenerate that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the movement that we've been pushing, and we've been successful with it because it's like it's starting to really ring. People are starting to really see that we putting in this work.
All right, so you say y'all hood is where in Davis?
I don't even know. I think it's Brogue Avenue on Davis is right by the fire station. It's like right there by, what's that, right by the fire station, right by the Cluckenbill. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think that is Davis. Yeah, that's Davis.
Yeah, that's Davis. Okay. All right.
You were mentioning that it was Brogue Avenue, that's your turf, and that, which is interesting. I mean, I call it Bruges Avenue, whatever, but that's not the interesting bit. The interesting bit is, there's a crew out there called Bruges Avenue Ballers who claim Bruges Avenue, and the original KTB, ATAX KTB, claimed Mirror Park because they said it was Glen Park from San Andreas, but some people don't recognize the San Andreas baller gangs like on the HD universe, so I can see how maybe you might want to move Kilo Tray out of Mirror Park and put them in close to the baller gangs in Davis and that. So, is there anything? Have you got anything to say about Bruges Avenue and why you decided to base your Kilo Tray there?
I'm glad. Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that because as I was looking at it and I seen like right there, you could see right on Brogue Avenue, you'll see in the game, it's a few guys on this corner, and it's not that many. Right down the street is Grove Street. So according to the story, you have Grove Street and then you got ballers. So according to like a gang, you will have, I'm trying to say, like, if there was a Crips, you're going to have Rolling 60 Crips. You might not just have them in LA in that particular area. You could have that in the Chicago. I'm trying to say, even though, so the Kilo Tray itself is a different version. You got Rolling High Ballers, you got you got Covenant Ave, and you can have that in different, different balling areas. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just, this is, and that's I wanted to keep it GTA as well as I like it being a unique Kilo Tray thing. So it's not like,
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, Kilo Tray is not HD universe, so why not put them in I mean, they've got no turf in GTA 5, so why not make up a turf for them? Because they're still original baller gang.
Right.
I mean, Lalo's not going to be very impressed with that, but...
Well, I mean, is it? I don't see how...
It don't matter what I can,
Well, what's your take on that? Let me hear what you have to say, because I just want to hear your feedback on that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I done it in the last. Just watched previously, man, with the Marabun Grande, but I just feel like in this map, just stick to the sets that are in here, but everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's a big thing to have people, and people gonna do what they want. So,
But if we kept it, like, let's say if we kept it, if we kept it according to the map, then you'll have so many different people having a game, different versions of that same set, right? Versus making it like in reality, it's still keeping it with right. It's still keeping it according to the story. It's just making the map wider.
yeah, I feel you. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Because you've been doing this for a while, so even with being Davis, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have like 15 variations of Davis. So now that families, funkin' families, or niggas is having, okay, this is this because it's according to the story. I don't think the story was meant for it to be online, niggas. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's being online.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You feel me? All right, well then it's still keeping it with the story, but boom. I don't know.
The way I look at that, it has been multiple Davis, and you know how gangs will have like subsets or clique. That's the way I looked at it, right? If I have my own Davis, and then you have your own crew of Davis, it's just a clique. We all under the same thing. And then we roll that way.
That's where all that's where the allies come. Then they go from the allies to where now y'all in. And I've been playing this game since PS3. So I remember how, niggas just be so. First it's too much allies, and I remember even on your podcast how you was talking. You was like, "Nigga, I'm Davis," and I didn't care what the OGs said. So I knew to relate to the fact of, man, when you stand on something, it's gonna contradict what a lot of people may feel as though that should be. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So you say you were repping back in 2013. So surely you ran into the original KTB on PlayStation, which was
definitely
Kilo Tray ATAC.
I seen Rolling Heights. I seen the Temple Drive. It was a few players that I remember. Illinois, and I remember, the ballers wasn't a lot of, they wasn't hella deep, but they could shoot, especially in PS3. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I witnessed that.
Richdolla, are you going to tell us about your ops you got at the moment in the street? Because I know you and your gang is pretty active at the moment. Probably the most active baller gang at the moment on PS5. Because PS5 is still pretty quiet, but I mean, yeah, you're the most.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm glad you said that. When it comes to a lot of ops, I get. First of all, it's a lot of ballers. It's a lot of members that were or claim that they were once, ballers. That's ballers today. I get, a lot of the ops that I have now are, the gang community today is not the gang community of the PS3. So now the gang community is more like players that's, do a lot of glitching. So the ops now is more so, like Guanis and a lot of, other renegade ballers, like back when they had Death Row ballers and when they had the Renegade. So, and then of course, the Vargos, the grimy Vargos, we've been at, real tough. And even with the family sets, you know what I'm saying? I don't really see them as pure as it was, and that's just with the community. Period. A lot of cats, they be glitching. So, we pretty much going with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see you got quite a bit of beef with Forum Drive families at the moment, and you're trying to call out their OG L's and Shells, but he seems to be sending his little homies after you and not stepping in the lobby himself to shoot at you. I mean, I can see there's a little bit of a situation going on there where you want to face him eye to eye, but he he's sending his homies at you. I mean, I could understand why. I could understand why that's frustrating for
Hey,
you.
one thing I will say about that, one thing I can say, like I mean, I got one thing I will say about his set. It's they not glitching and they not cheating and they keeping it GTA. I will give them that. That's one thing I will say. And but as far as him on my level, that's another topic, another time. He know for sure that he don't want to see that. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's one of our ops right now. It's a lot of activity with it. They got one or two decent shooters that but we are OG set, man, so we don't really have a big numbers. So, it's gonna take two or three for the one.
Yeah, I think you'll get that day in the end. He will step to you eventually. He's gonna have to. But in the
Right.
meantime,
Right.
you might have to deal with some of his homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But I will say, it's been a lot of activity. It's been a lot of back and forth, and man, Woo, this is my right hand, and he came in from the MC community, and you know what I'm saying. But we've been really, really, really pushing that.
Let me ask you, man. What's your so you active PS5? You guys out here in the streets. What's your current take on like the current street game community as like a whole, with you from the eyes of Richdollas and the rest of your crew? Do you feel like people were playing legit, keeping the street?
Nope.
What's type of issues that you see or you guys see when you guys are out there getting active?
You know what? I'm gonna let my man Wu touch on that because I got a lot to say. But go ahead, say what you got to say on that, man.
What happened now? What's the question? Talking about they playing
He's-
fair or not?
Yeah,
You got a few that do and a lot that don't. And that's pretty much it.
and that's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna be like, it's not. If you've been playing this around, 10 years or plus, you know that you'll know a legit shooter. Okay, double rolling, that's one thing, but now these dudes is taking it to another level. And in the gang community, to get back to your question, it's a lot. It's real heavy. So in my opinion, you got auto aimers or dudes that's that use a rocket to blow you up. Now they work with but you still got legit shooters too. You know what I'm saying? It's still competitive, but it's not. It's the same. It's a different competition, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing.
Okay, so people might not know, but it used to be Moneybags Bowling for quite a while, and you just changed your name to Richdolla. So I just wanna let people know that in case they didn't realize they ran to you previously.
Yeah, well, with Moneybags Balling, that's when I really was doing Brogue Ave balling. You know what I'm saying? And once I decided to, that's when I could, you and a few other people to make sure that my Kilo Tray set had the blessings to put it down. And once I got that and decided to put the Brogue Ave Kilo Tray with that, that's when I changed it from money back balling to dollars with the KTBG, just like Woo, and we're 100% active with it. So when you do see us in the streets, tag us with the name too.
Okay, so yeah, you want to talk about how you brought KTBG back and how you think it's the legitimate KTBG now, in terms of, yeah, I mean, if the old KTBG died out, then why not bring it back as your set?
Exactly. I feel as though that, we putting the kilo back on the tray, man. You know what I'm saying? And keeping it, from, we keeping it alive. It's not a lot of legit ballers sets out here, and at the end of the day, a lot of guys that was balling, they bloods and they other things, so in the community, we the most active set because, we bring it back. So it's not, this is the new generation of that.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question now. Like, I'm gonna ask everybody a question, but I'm gonna ask you first. You might want to check this out. Who is your arch enemy, man? So it's basically the person who killed you the most times in your online career. I want to know who that is.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Because I know who mine is. And do you know who mine is, man?
That's crazy.
Do you know who mine is, man? Mine is my best friend, who's been a baller. It's because we did so many TDM and shit. So yeah.
Hell no. So how
What
do
is
I
it
find
on
that?
Yeah, it'll show you who your arch enemy is. Find somebody named Dirty Ball Man.
I want to know who's everybody arch enemy is, man.
Hold on. So you go under stats,
Combat.
combat. Alright. And then
Rizzler, TTMC Rizzler.
how do y'all see it? I don't see that
Stats.
shit.
Go to stats.
Oh,
and
arch
pause menu.
enemy. Tiki Loke.
Who the hell's that?
Mine is.
Who's that, man?
I don't even know who that. I don't know who that nigga is. He must have dropped me. Tiki Loke. It's probably one of those random niggas.
Shit. So you
It
ain't
should
been.
be
The
it
ranch
should be
of
two
Rips.
names. It should be two names. It should be the person that killed you the most and the person you killed the most.
Alright, it say, but it won't go. Oh, okay. Alright. Victim, MC, SJ. Who the fuck that is? Damn, that's crazy. I never knew that.
No,
I
well,
got 5,000 headshots.
I'm gonna ask you guys this: if somebody was trying to join you guys' crew, man, Kilo Tray, like how to go about that? The people out there that's interested in joining you guys.
Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying, loyalty is royalty with that, man. You know, because you know, being a baller in itself, you a lot of attention, just courtesy of. This ain't something for the faint-hearted. This ain't something to where if you need to have 4 or 5 other members with you to shoot, you gonna have to be able to hold this down on your own, because you're just gonna be 2 to your 1 in every situation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got to be loyal to this right here, man. You know what you asking?
And then, so if they do wanna, they gotta reach out to you guys if they trying to join.
I mean,
Yeah, hit
you
them
know,
up
if I
on
catch
like
you in the lobby or something, you know, we could
Oh, you
probably
just
do a
recruit
tryout or
lobby?
something. Or you know, if a person, you know, if you see the crew or something and you send an invite, but you know, that's, I mean, I would have to kind of like see what it is in order for you to, you know.
okay. So what kind of codes does KTBG have in their crew? Like, I mean, do you lay down any laws and shit for your gang members?
I mean, it's the thing that we did from PS3. You know, it's just, you know, I think it's just the Curtis. You know, it's the same thing that in the SGC, man. You know, ARs only. You know, I really prefer not to use shotguns. You know what I'm saying, I don't use stuff like that. And you know what I mean. And of course, no crew hopping. You know what I'm saying? No explosives, right? You know what I'm saying? And
What
you
about
know,
CEO and MC or CEO?
I'm not really. You know, like, yeah. Will you answer that? Because I'm not even really
Yeah.
hip to that part of it.
When it gets real deep in the lobby and you got a CEO, it's better to have people CEO. But don't use the perks of the CEO just so when you die, your bodyguards spawn closer to you so you can move the unit, you know?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't prove that people ain't using BST when they're in the CEO. So we basically said no CEOs. That's what the SDC has agreed upon
Right.
democratically.
Demographic.
Okay. I got a question. I got a question too. Can y'all put this in it? I mean, I got a question. Like, how do y'all feel about people blowing yourself up? Like, if you shoot a dude, and then in the middle of the shootout, the other person just blow themselves up. You know, I guess in a way you don't get the kill or you don't get the score. Like, how y'all feel about that?
People
That's
people
weak as
know
hell,
how I
bro.
feel, man. I don't need.
That's weak as hell, man.
But if you
You
want
know
to
what
get
I'm saying?
real technical about it, there's always a scorecard, but those scorecards aren't always 100% correct.
Right.
True.
So, and
That is
that's
true.
something that
That's a true
can like,
statement.
how do you feel about that? Because I don't really want to put LNC shells all on blast like that because that's gonna be between me and him know that. However, but if you shooting against other people and you win, but they like, well, it's just, but you wasn't up on me. Like the scores to me, I think scores and deaths shouldn't even define you as a gang. Like, let me ask you something, OG Leo. What do you define as a solid gang? Because I'm pretty sure it can't just be the score. It got to be overall, right? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yes, I feel like the scores is like a small part because sometimes the scores do get glitched sometimes. That's
Okay.
you can have a glitch score where you get a score from like somebody else, another player. But as far as like if you legitimately won and you shooting it out, it depends on how you got it. If it was fair, heads up, ARs or pistols. Like I said, people try to say there's limited guns. You can use SMGs. You can use certain shotguns. You just can't. The
Right.
auto shot is, but if you legitimately ARs and y'all shooting and that person up on you, that person up on you. At the end of
Right.
the day, it's supposed to be about fun, and you're supposed to be able to take your L's. You know what I'm saying? You lose, you lose. Come back, try
Right.
again another time. You get what I'm saying? But there's no
Right.
need to be lying about the score. Trying to do cheats just to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you do all that to be up, but at the end, you lost. You know what I'm saying? Or you had to cheat
Right.
to do that.
Right. Right. So do you feel like the gang community at this particular point has been compromised from how it was back in PS3?
That's what it looks like to me. That's why we're trying to get active people like me right here. Woatumbo, you know what I'm saying? You guys are out there and y'all seeing like what's going on right now. So you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the
I mean,
purpose of us
because
doing these
really,
podcasts.
I miss the camaraderie of the PS3 era where you had, because that's all we had. We didn't have ways to make money, so all you could do was gang bang, right? That's what we had. Niggas was doing missions for what was it? You was doing the little $30,000 missions for money. Like it wasn't no money.
Rooftop
Now
Rumble.
Rooftop Rumble. You ain't never lie. That's my dog right there, man. So yeah, and so with it now, it's like what I'm noticing now. It's not, man. Different
You keep
different way of playing.
you keep talking about PS3. Are you sure you're not talking about PS4?
Well, when I say PS3, I'm talking about that's how long I've been playing
Yeah,
GTA.
he talking about
When
PS3 back in the day. You used to play. Everybody used to do rooftop rumble for money.
Oh, that was on PS. Oh
yeah.
shit! I know what
Yeah,
I keep thinking you're talking about GTA 4, man.
Yeah, by the
Shit.
time PS4 came out, that's by the time that models had came in the game, and you had already
And
had
I
millions, and it was a
know.
thing of transferring your for that. But I'm talking about main community that really. I don't even think I remember it being an SGT community. I just remember that's when, So
I know what you're talking
it's
about
a it's a
now.
different.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about the PS3 when GTA 5 first came out. Yeah.
Exactly. So when we talk community now, man, this community is not just a community where playing legit. I don't even really see a lot of active ballers and families. What I'm seeing now in the community is a lot of Crips, Bloods, and everything that I don't agree that should be in the community because that's not even what the story. How y'all feel about that?
Well, how do you think it negatively impacts the SGC with the Crips and Bloods?
Because now you have people that
It's a tough question,
it's
man.
hard to role play in that.
Tell me
You know
it's a
what I'm
good
trying to say?
question.
Because
Tell me it's a good
it's a
question.
very good question. Because it's hard to roll. It's hard for me to take a Rancho Crip serious. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rancho part, I get right, but it's hard because ain't no Crips in the game.
In the GTA law, you talk. Yeah.
Right. It would have to be like you a Rancho. I don't know, some kind of I mean, I could see. I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
so
I
know.
know what you're saying. Like if you talk about like gang community, you can't be blood crip. You gotta either be Grove, Baller, or Vago to get
Yeah.
into the game.
Right.
The other
Or
gang,
the MC. Yeah. Like I kind of. Yeah, anything outside of that
man.
is kind of hard. You know, like even with me telling my story with the Kilo Tray, you know, get controversy on that because it's not all the way with the story. But like I said before, in an online setting, I'm trying to widen the map out. You dig it on say? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of
All right,
like
so
the
I just
crib, got blood. I don't know.
I want to ask you. I want to jump in before Lalo jumps in. I want to ask you because I don't think we've talked much about South Rancho ballers like Old Head and that. I mean, we've talked about your gang. We've talked about um, maybe Rouge Avenue, but we not really talked about South Rancho, Old Head, and them because they were pretty deep
Uh,
a few years ago. I'm wondering what your interactions were with them as fellow ballers.
I think when my interactions with pretty much every baller outside of, and not just because you sitting here, you know, I'll say between cabs, front yard ballers, and a few of those sets, that it was like, you know, okay, it was a little baller love come with that. You know, you see another baller, and it wasn't all the way. As far as Afro ballers and a lot of ballers went renegade. So my interaction with a lot, even to this day, if I see one, my first thing ain't not shoot. I already got my hand on the trigger. That's how that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so do you think South Rancho Ballers is Renegade?
Uh, I haven't really, to be honest with you, Kilo Tray, and I don't have an ally set. So any baller, they ain't made a way to say that they cool or message me or nothing. So pretty much every set trying to, you know, either shoot or they're gonna tuck around
Alright,
me.
alright.
For you guys, man, 2025. What's y'all guys' plan for the future, bro? I know we didn't talk about the GTA 5. Are you guys planning to migrate your crew as a whole to like GTA 6 or anything like that?
Me personally, I don't know. That's a good question. Like I would like to take that, but then it's like I don't know. Not be a contradiction. Looking at how Crips is in this, you know, I don't know, man. As much as I would want to be all the work that I'm putting in here, there, I don't know because the story there. What if the story there they got Jamaican gangs and shit like that? Like how I don't know if I could bring, like, can you do that? Or I don't know, like, I guess you can bring like a Crip set to Chicago and they started in LA. I don't know. Like, I guess that's a question for everybody. How you feel about that?
I know that with family ball GTA 4, I didn't find this out till later. GTA 4 people had fams and ball in Liberty City. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think as long as it's a GTA game, man, it could work. To be honest, but
Right. So it'd be like, let's say if it was
even
out
like
there and they had a
GTA
whole bunch of,
MCs,
yeah, like that. I mean, that might. I don't know. I think that might be kind of that might bring to and you know if they. I mean, if Rockstar allowed to bring my tag, I don't know. I think that would. I don't know. That's up in the air right there, man. I think it still be. Do you think it'll still be accepted in the SGC community? Because if it's gonna be accepted, why not?
Well, it's going to end up being a lot of little gangs again, probably. You know,
Huh?
it, you know, we should all, the SGC should all come together, man, and then go in there together, and then maybe we split
Hey,
up.
as long as there's some family niggas out there, man. If niggas out there wearing green, then for sure I'm gonna have to keep purple on.
I got a question for woatumbo though. So,
So
with you being right, so you was an MC, what feel like the difference between the MC community? Because I've always the MC community is being like more structured than the gang community. I feel like it's always been like,
so you saying asking me what's the difference between the MC community and the gang community?
Ooh, that's a
yeah,
good
like
question, man.
structure wise.
It's not really much different, but one thing I have noticed about oh, look, me being with Dallas is the first I've really been in on PS5. But in the MC community, a lot of the MCs hold a gathering at the end of the week and communicate about all the beef and everybody they came in contact with. You know what I mean? And who's in what game tags. You know what I'm saying? They talk about and what they're gonna do about it. You know, I don't really see too many conferences happening over here. It's really just me and Dollars. But I don't know what the rest of the gang community does.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that, like I said, I figured it's more structured. I've always kind of, I never been in it, but just encountering people that were, they would say, more. They had more structure over there in the MC community.
Yeah, they're a little bit more
I mean, that
tatted.
sounds about right.
Yeah, they know about you. That's all I can say. They know about you.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I feel like the
Hell
gang
yeah.
community could take a note from that, man, and learn a little bit. Cause without it, man, it's kind of chaotic, bro. It's just people just doing whatever, you know. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I feel that.
Do you guys try to apply some type of structure like that to Kilo Tray?
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead,
something we can
Wolf.
create. We create that for the whole community. Why don't the whole community already do that?
I mean, that's a good question, community. SDC, y'all in the comments, bro. Well, Tumbo
Hell
asking y'all,
yeah.
why don't y'all get crews together, man? Have some structure. I
Yeah,
definitely agree
all
with it, man. I used to do back in the day. We had those little party crew. You could have your own crew, like chat, group chat or whatever. I
Yeah.
used that back then, but now I guess people be on Discord, IG, what all they doing now, bro.
they just be
I
doing a
think
lot of
that'll be
gossiping. They
cool.
don't be talking. They ain't debating. They ain't talking. They ain't politicking. They just shit and gossiping. If you politic, you find out who's real
Yeah.
and who's not. Who the fuck, well, who not to.
Right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point of view, man.
Yeah, I think we do need to get back, man. Structure back.
Well, I think a lot of it depends on ops communicating with each other and stuff like what we're doing now with this podcast. I mean, I think it's really underrated what we're doing. We're bringing.
I mean, hopefully it's
You know
just,
what I mean?
man, they bring back the structure in the community to where, we can, this is going to bring more gangs into, it's just, because right now you got a lot of cowboys, just like the Wild Wild West. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
Ball is
Mm.
right. What's going on right now is underrated. There's too many people out there to be so much time on this game. This is productive. You find
Right.
out who's real and who's not. Ball is right. What's
Right.
going on right here is underrated.
Yeah.
I know. So since we on the topic about the MC community, because I know, I think in the other episode Jones brought up considering people in the MC community kind of like, what did you call it? What's the word for it? Imports. But if they officially, come from the MC community, are they technically an import still? If you join the gang or something like that.
No, that's a good question. Listen
Yeah.
to this shit. Ask that nigga again, man.
What is the real question? It was a
Jones
little.
saying
I'm
like it's like the
asking, do you
trappers. Do all who's
consider? Because I
real?
know, like I said, in a previous episode, we brought up imports, right? People coming from like the MC. It was used as like the MC community. Do you consider it like as a bad thing coming from the MC, or joining the ballers, or is it like
Ooh.
you're able to transition between both? You know what I'm saying? Can you go through both
Yeah,
like provide defense, I
yeah.
guess?
All right. Yeah, you got him. Go ahead and tell him, man, how
Oh
you feel,
shit,
nigga.
man!
Because,
Man, all right. I didn't get shunned from the MC community.
right,
All right, so I came, I left on my own,
right,
but you got to be careful though. I'm not gonna lie, man, because like I said, you got crew hoppers, you got a lot of people out there that change their accounts to do other things, to hop
right,
on a gamer tag. You know what I mean? So I might be woatumbo MC on another account that you ain't never seen.
right,
I'm Moto KTBG, but I'm trying to holler at dollars because I know him from Moneybags.
right.
And that's,
You
you got to
know,
be careful with the
and
imports.
So right when, I mean, I remember when we first got together, the first thing we had to do was get it out with your crew, and we was getting in with MCs. We don't really funk with a lot of MCs no more now. Like the other day he was talking like, why niggas leave the lobby now? So, but yeah, I think I think it do be a little bit of what you think though.
I'm gonna be honest. Ever since I left the MC community and joined the gang community, I don't see a lot of MCs no more. I see a lot of gangs riding around now. That's kind of low key. That's sus. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? You might be careful about the imports, for real, because who they trying to get?
Well, I think they're just trying to be active in it. They're just trying to find people to shoot at who, because when you go into a lobby, 90% of the people are going to be flying oppressors, riding tanks,
Right.
doing shit. So people want to look for people who are shooting ARs. Do you know what I mean? And it's pretty rare.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
100. That's real. They want some real play, but you can't be considered a real player if you disappearing from side to side and slide across the map and shit.
That
And
part.
shit, you ain't no
That
shot,
part.
man. You
That part.
counteracting another player that's glitching while you glitching too. So you ain't really
Right.
playing 100. I don't
You
want to
could
counteract
even-
the glitch.
Man, I got videos, and you know what I'm saying. You could even see, like, you can literally see, like, and yeah, man, that part right there. I'm
You
not
all
even
know what
gonna-
we talking about.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to get to. Like, even if, let's say, like, just for me, for example, if I see some fam doing it, yeah, I'm gonna have to be like, hey, yo, like, that ain't cool. You know, so a lot of people just gonna let it fly under the rug because they're homie, or they cool with that
Right.
crew, or whatever the case. And I feel like that's the problem right there.
Right.
Shit,
and I
gossip.
think that's really what we have. We got two communities. We got a community within our community that's making a mockery of the community. I mean, it's all good. Like, I could see you doing what you're doing, but you should, but we got right, man. That's what I'm saying.
I know
That's
one
what it
thing.
is.
The one thing I got to say about that, man. Hey, look, I don't know how to glitch. You know how. That's cool. That's fine. But you also know how to keep it 100.
Yeah.
So when you come at me, keep it 100. I'll
Right.
take my L, or I'll take my
Right.
W. We can be cool. Carry on. That's a real shot.
Don't message me. I'm trash, belt, and all that
Yeah.
shit, nigga. No, like, come on, man.
I don't know, man. Y'all got some good points, bro. Y'all definitely got some valid points, man.
Yo,
Man, I'm
woatumbo.
gonna call a ball and a strike, man. So that's what I'm saying. I was just invited to some yesterday, and it's friends only, but I can't invite him, and it's a 6-on-1. But this I ain't trying to call families out, but I'm just saying.
They
So
trying
even
to
on
jump you.
both sides. Man, look, the man that invited the man that me and this man talking crazy. I invited. This is where I went bad. I invited somebody else to the chat. This man, Baller Jones. This man invited about 1,000 other people. When he invited me to the lobby to go shoot with him, 6 other people. He ain't even there, but he still texted me talking about. I'm like, man, was you even gonna join? This was all about you. And I mean, so in the community, man, we got a lot of soft shoe chrono cats out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out HA families.
Yeah, I don't think you're in the wrong there. I don't think he's in the wrong either. I think you both got to play your own game.
And we'll play with anybody else that want to keep it 100 with us.
Yeah, man, straight up,
Yeah, that's
take
what I feel
L's,
like.
we
That's what
take
it's about,
L's.
man. If you find like a legitimate, rival or enemy that play legit, then you want to keep interacting with it. You know what I'm saying? To keep
it's
it
kind of.
free.
I ain't gonna lie. It's
Right.
kind of. It make it fun, man. It make it
Yeah.
fun and it's competitive.
You get better.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't want nobody that's glitching on the crazy stuff either, too.
All right,
we
so
find ourselves doing death matches with a lot of dudes just based on, just.
all right, so I want to ask: have you ever jumped in a lobby with like 5 ops and you're on your own, and you've actually gone there and shot it out with them on your own?
Man, listen,
All the time.
all my ops, ask ops that. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you. That's how they like to catch me. They'll come in there 1, 2, 3 deep, and they'll be there all day. Then if he show up, soon as he show up, 1 or 2 kills, they gone. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, man, yeah. Yes, many
Yeah, but-
times. It's baller, man.
That's ball away, man. Because you got to do that once in your life at least, man. You got to go in there and just
Man, you ain't
show
gonna
out,
wear
man.
this purple flag without knowing that, man. That's man, we don't get the
See,
luxury of having
Oh no, man.
camaraderie.
There's some ballers out there, man. They like their tucked in, man. They
Hey
like
man, and
their
look, that's why we putting the kilo back on the tray, man. We on they necks too, man. Pull 'em out.
I see
We
why
on
y'all
their
got
head, man.
eyes, man.
Marabunta Grand. Have you ran into Snags and Duca? Marabunta Grand.
I have run into a couple of them. I have ran into them. You know, I even ran into a Aztecers. You know, I ran into a few of them.
Have you got anything to say about Marabunta Grand? MG13.
I mean, to be solid, man. You know, like they out there, but we Kilo Tray, man. So I mean, we've been under a lot of pressure. You know, so the only ones that I really been really seeing a lot. I mean, I have seen them. I have seen them out there. I have seen them act. I've seen it to be solid, man. It's a few Aztecers that can shoot, but for the most part, they're not real active.
Alright, that's a good answer, man. I like that.
I ain't seen an Aztec at all, to be honest with you.
Man, well, this is one dude, man, named hated face, but with a S, not with a C, with a S, and be up on. I mean, nah, he'll pull up on me, but nah, he ain't pull.
That's pert face, that is. Hairy face is pert face. He's a
Yeah. He'll pull up on the bike, man. I mean, what I'm saying? I put him on his pockets, but
Pull backside. Of course, he import.
yeah, man. He'll pull up on the bike, and I'll put him on his pockets.
Yeah, damn show is an
You know
import.
what I'm saying?
Y'all social media, y'all want to shout out there so people can hit y'all up for like recruitment
Yeah,
and shit like that,
man.
or
You
wherever
can
they go.
really see
Content.
how I do it. You know what I'm saying? On my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Richdolla _KTBG. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, man. Man.
It's woatumbo, but upside down M. Just send me a message or a friend request.
Yeah.
All right, for sure, man. Kilo Tray building, man. I heard it, man. They say, man, get up there, play legit, stop being hoes, stop glitching, take your L's along with your W,
Yeah.
man. Y'all heard them, bro.
That's right, man.
Keep it 100.